Everything we're sharing today is talking about intimacy and connection with somebody. And I don't have time to go into all the details of it, but these are 4 levels of intimacy and how we connect with other people. And it matters how you build. There's physical intimacy, social intimacy, intellectual intimacy, and spiritual intimacy. Physical is the smallest box. It's the smallest box because it has the most boundaries. And it's the smallest box because it's the most limited. How many know there's only so much intimacy you can have in physical intimacy? There's only so long you can go in physical intimacy. This is important to the relationship, but you can't build on this. You cannot, but this is what everybody in our culture builds on. We build on the hot, passionate, intimate connect. You can't build on that. Sex does not make a relationship. Sex makes babies. It does not make a relationship.
So true, yep.
It's important, but everybody talks, oh, she's so fine. I hear guys talk about anatomy as if you're marrying that anatomy and not the character behind the anatomy. This is important, but it is not the whole relationship. But so many people, oh, they're fine. Oh, I'm gonna build on the, oh yeah, we just had hot, passionate sex and we're connecting. This is what I've been saying the whole series. God created this, He designed it. Yes. He designed a context for it. It's not just toilet water. He actually has a place prepared for you, but people keep running to the toilet water just because they're thirsty. And God says, no, I have it, I love it. It's not gross, it's beautiful, but I created a context for it. So many people love to build on the physical intimacy, and then on top of that, they're like, oh, we're passionate and we had great connection in the bedroom, so now let's go to social intimacy. And social intimacy is great, but how many know it is limited to, there's only so many trips you can go on, there's only so many events you can go to, horseback riding, shooting archers and arrows, all of that good stuff is fine, but that's limited.
Yep.
And you can't build on that
Yep.
because there's only so many places you can go and so many things you can do.
Yep.
But this is how our culture builds. Then, oh, you got intellectual intimacy. Yeah, this is how our culture builds. Start with the sex first, get the connection. How do they look? Oh, do y'all have time, fun together? And then intellectual intimacy. And whatever's gonna drive this right here is what's at their core. What is their center? What do they think about men and women and relationships and raising kids? This is limited as well, because how many of you know intellectual intimacy is limited by your spouse's or the person's IQ. So it's limited. Man, some guy told me, it's like, I'm gonna mess up the phrase. I think he said a sapiosexual. I said, excuse me? He said, I get sexually stimulated by intellect. I said, well, okay, that's great. Y'all just gonna have conversations. I'm like, but that's limited. What if your spouse or the person you're looking for doesn't have the same IQ as you? So that's limited. But this is how culture builds. And then we've already been intimate. Oh, we got social intimacy. Oh yeah, intellectual. And then we try to pile on spirituality on top of it. So now it's like we've already been intimate.
Wow.
We've hung out, we've gone on trips together.
Yep.
I think I know what they think about philosophy, but now let me just pile on going to church. And that's what we see all the time. Couples that have it in the wrong order, and now that everything's falling apart, now you want to say we ought to seek God. Now you want to come to the church, but this isn't the way God wanted you to build it. See, this is the biggest box, but how many of you know this box really shouldn't have a size? Because when you want to talk about connecting in the Spirit, God is limitless. Deep cries out to deep. Every single day in all of eternity, we will spend our whole lives getting to know who this God is, but yet we throw this on top, and many people actually don't want God, they just want to fix the relationship.
Jesus, yeah.
So they said, let's go to the series since they're talking about relationships. And now you're trying to throw spirituality, but you started building on the wrong order. You started building the wrong way. So watch this. When life happens, when storms come, all of a sudden let go. This is what happens. And this is what's happening in the culture right now. People have built the wrong way, but this is what God wants to do in this nation and in your life. He wants people that will start by saying, God, I'm going to pursue you. Come on, give give me two people that say, I'm gonna passionately pursue God and watch him start doing something powerful. It starts right here. God, I'm gonna pursue you. And then after that, once that's established, then once I know that this person is in love with Jesus and they're pursuing him, then I can start going for the intellectual. Because how many know when God starts changing your spirit, he'll start changing your mind. Your spirit will affect how you think about money, how you think about kids. He'll start transforming your mind. And then after that, then it gets social and you bring them to church and you start hanging out. But you got a strong foundation. And once you go from social, then you get married. And in the context of a marriage, that thing that is so intimate, that is like glue, that is not just two bodies coming together, but should only be the physical representation of every other place of intimacy. Then you put that on top. Watch this. Will this marriage, babe, come stand here with me. Will this marriage still be tested? You better believe it. Will this marriage still go through storms? You better believe. Will this marriage still have temptations and financial hardships? Yes, but the difference is you got a strong foundation. All these things are great, but it matters what you build on. So that means, guess what? When we're old and gray and I ain't got it going on and you ain't got it going on anymore and we got wrinkles in our face, we still gonna be together because we didn't build on the physicality. We didn't build on that. How many of you know if we get broke and we can't go on the trips, I'm ride or die with you in an apartment. If we ain't got nothing but ramen noodles, I let it go to the Four Seasons, but I didn't build on that. So that can fade away. Intellectually, if you go through a season where maybe you're going through depression or postpartum, or maybe something happens to me in my old age and I have Alzheimer's, she will still be right there with me if my intellectual capacity is gone because I didn't build on that. This is what you need right here. On Christ the solid rock, I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. If you build on a strong foundation, you build it to last. And I know some of you, maybe you said, Pastor Robert, Pastor Taylor, I already messed up. I got so much baggage. And here's the beauty of God. He's able to restore. He can give you a new heart. Does it mean you're gonna have to work? Absolutely. But I'm telling you, if you would start with the spiritual, just say, God, I'm gonna start seeking you. I'm gonna start coming to church and getting plugged in the word and start growing. And if you would just build it together, help me, babe. If you would just start with the right foundation. God said, I can restore the things that the enemy's tried to take away.